Uh, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone. Thank you for showing up today, and sorry that this stream's a bit different from what we usually do. For those of you not in the know, we are doing a charity event on Friday. It's going to be the first time ever that I've been involved in one of these events. The event is called Spotlight. It is a event for LGBTQ creators. It involves game runs, like speed runs, involves music showcases and art showcases. It's going to take just over a day or so for the event to go on. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday. It ends around 12 or 1 p.m. the next day. I'm going to be one of the first runs there, the second one actually. And we're doing Mario Kart Double Dash, as you can see from the category. As a result of doing that speedrun on Friday, I'm doing practice runs for it today. And as a result, the stream is going to look rather scuffed today, so I apologize for the terrible visuals. Before we get started, I do want to thank everyone who shows up to these streams, lurker, chatterer, the VOD watchers too. Also, we have additional shout-outs. Thank you, Oriel Chaco Star, for doing a follow for follow on the raid yesterday. It's very appreciated. In-game time, I don't think I'm close to that. I think I usually get around like 33 to 34 minutes. It's not amazing. I don't run this game professionally or anything, which is why I decided to do a gimmick category, because I figured it'd be more interesting for people to watch than like the 70th best run. Something like that. Anyways. On one of my chatter's requests, I did darken the background. It used to be like a bright pink, but it was a bit harsher on the eyes. Chat's up in the top left. It's a bit smaller than usual. I forget, every time I hit enter, the clock starts going. Because I'm so used to not typing stuff. I'm like, oh, you typed something when the stream was loading. Anyways, I did that just for ease of access. 33-minute in-game time is around 150th. Yeah, see, that's about what I can believe. So like I said, I'm good at the game. I'm not amazing, though. Let me do something real quick. Before we get started, I just want to show off something real quick. It is not showing up, huh? Anyways, I was trying to show my controller settings. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. But there is I do have it set so that wait a moment. Can I do it like... No, I don't want to chance that. Anyways. I'll figure it out in like the week between. But I have the X and Y buttons demapped on my controller, and that's why I was going to try to show. So even if I wanted to, I cannot hit the button. So if you look at All Cup Tour, you can see my time right now here is 33:29.591, and that's the only run I've done. I did 2 cups before this, well, a few of them. I did 100cc Star Cup to unlock the Special Cup. I did 150cc Star Cup to unlock my preferred vehicle, the Barrel Train. And I did 150 Special Cup to unlock All Cup Tour. And then I did 1 run to submit to the event. Other than that, though, I have not touched this game file at all. Anyways. We do have it on 150cc. I did tell them that they could do a donation incentive to make me do mirror mode instead, which would be funny. But we'll see if they actually get it, because it's only the second run. I don't know if they'll do a donation incentive for something only the second run of the day. Currently 158th. Not bad for no items. Anyways, just to clarify, one detail about this run. I am allowed to run over an item if it's on the ground. That is because I do not wish to make them have to worry about me resetting stuff. That would slow down the stream and the marathon, and that would be a pain for them. I like these two characters, but I go with the paratroopers for this because they have the ability to get triple red shells, and if I take them, no one else can get them. Anyways. Rail train's one of the vehicles I'm best at. It's one of my favorites. And without further ado, time starts when I hit enter, and time ends when I finish Rainbow Road. When I cross the finish line, to be precise. 3, 2, 1, go. Since it's IRL time, I do have to mash through that. But yeah, I'm going to be defenseless for a good amount of this run. You'll notice that I do have a triple red shell. Obviously I can't shoot any of these red shells, but I am keeping the triple red shells in the front, and there is a reason for that. Whenever you get hit with a mushroom or star in this game, you lose your item and it gets stolen if the person in the back of the other card does not have an item. So by switching like this, I can make sure they only get a single red shell instead of a triple. But yeah, I'm gonna try to beat some of my left. Slid into the off-road. But yeah, lightning like this is one of the few times where it's easy to get items to drop. So keep an eye out on the road after lightning hits, because sometimes you'll find a drop mushroom. Lightning didn't happen in my original run, so that's definitely slower. Yeah, that was about 3 seconds slower than my first run. Lightning usually costs anywhere from 2 to 5 seconds, depending on where it is. Track 2 is Daisy Cruiser. One thing to note about this game is that tracks are randomized between the first one and the last one. You always start with Luigi Circuit, and you always end with Rainbow Road. Everything else in between is random. This is why I don't have it set as like cumulative time checkpoints, instead just having best individual track times on the side. Because if you get quick tracks early, it's impossible to beat splits. But yeah, Daisy Cruiser is notable because it's a track where the obstacles and item boxes will tilt from side to side to mimic the swaying of a ship. Oop. You'll hopefully be seeing a lot of that today. If you power slide while the shell is hovering behind you like that, you can dodge it. You'll boost out of the way, so to speak. can also dodge blue shells like that. It's frame perfect. As in literally a 1 in 60 frames. Don't expect to see as many of those as the red shell dodges. Ooh, that's a clean race. That's a clean one. By that, I mean it's better than my demo run. Next up is Yoshi Circuit. This is the third track in the Star Cup, whereas the last track was the third track in the Flower Cup. Again, that randomization showing up. This track has a lot of hairpin turns. It's probably one of the first tracks to have this many hairpin turns, just because it's mimicking the shape. Especially around the neck and the tail. Meanwhile, some of these longer bends, like the tunnel, you can get multiple drifts on in one go. Very important to take the neck tight. Because if you end up on the outside, that's like a... Ooh. I ended up in the grass. Thankfully I didn't fall off. That would have been another 2 or 3 second time loss at minimum. Oh, missed it, but there's an example of the ground mushrooms. Probably from the lightning. As you can see here, this is probably one of the easier tracks if you can get a breakaway. In general, this game is most difficult when the enemies are breathing right down your neck. But if you can get a breakaway like this, it's pretty easy to avoid problems that can plague you being stuck in the middle of the pack. There are certain tracks, however, where that won't be possible, such as Luigi Circuit you saw at the beginning of the run. Just because the game has a tendency of making parts overlap with each other to where you're going to get hit by something. Speaking of tight turns, the downward spiral, otherwise known as my mental state back in the 2010s. Too tight. This track is notable for being one of 2 tracks in the game to not have 3 laps. It is so long that they decided to cut it and make it 2 laps instead. It's so weird to not see live split. Okay, that was a mistake. I got cocky trying to power slide around after Daisy Cruiser gave me some confidence. Yeah, I didn't use live split because 1, I've never used live split before, and also 2, like I said, there's not really many splits to identify in this game. There's just the start of the run and the end of the run, because all the tracks in between are randomized. Up. Not much I can do about that one. Frame perfect power slides aren't exactly easy to pull off in the air. Hey. Okay, this one's a mess. We do get an egg. We do get a mushroom, though. Probably from an egg, considering it's split out in 3 equal spread. But yeah, this definitely isn't beating my Wario Coliseum time I have, unless that race was a mess, too. Okay, you can just fuck off, game. Yuck. Surprisingly only 5 seconds worse. I might have done okay if not for that second blue shell. Seems like I still need to get a clean run on that track. But yeah, Life Split's something that I consider using if I did speedruns more often, or if I could figure out how to use it. Yeah, maybe I'll look into it after today. I've just never used it before. Stop going into the wall, Izzo. This track will show you some new tech. You might notice my cart tilts down whenever I go into a cannon or on long jumps. Tilting your cart down ensures that you get less airtime, because airtime in this game is slow. It's slow in most Mario Karts, but especially in this game because you can't trick yet. Yeah, this is one of the few reasons I'm not a pro speedrunner. Ooh, dodged the red shell there, though. There's a pretty big cut in DK Mountain that you can do to jump over that gap around the last couple of hairpins, but I've never really been good enough to get it consistently. And I've never really put in the time to practice. I'll admit that. That's one of my own problems. But yeah, you'll see me going to the side here down the mountain, because that's the less of a jump than the middle path. Also because none of that mountain is off-road. That being said, the jostling at the beginning aside, this seems to have been a clean first 2 laps. Oh! We dodged the lightning. That is tough to do. There's only 2 ways to dodge lightning in this game. One is to be the one who uses it. 2 is to be in a star when it happens. And then I guess the third way I forgot to mention is, well, if you're in a cannon. In a cannon, getting hit, falling off, any sort of animation that means you can't be shrunk. I don't know if that was actually faster, but it's better than my last time, so I will take that. But yeah, I'll look into Live Split after today. See if it works for me. Alright, now we're on one of the longer tracks in the game. Races here usually take around a minute per lap, and around 3 minutes for the whole race. Ooh, that was a nice aerial shot Bowser did there. Even if it was basically point blank. Rotating fire. Didn't get the power slide up in time. One thing you'll notice me do a lot in this game is I'll slam into the walls, because it allows me to keep my momentum forward without losing my speed. This game is probably the least punishing in the series when it comes to slapping into a wall with the side of your cart. Of course, going head-on still hurts, but slapping into it sideways? Yeah, the game's fine with that. Didn't power slide there because I didn't want to hit that fake iron box on the outside. But yeah, there's a few jumps here I used the technique I showed on DK Mountain with the angling down. Bit early. One thing you'll notice is that every time I get hit, I will power slide almost immediately if it's safe to. This game isn't like some of the other games where you need a minimum speed to power slide. You can do it pretty much immediately after getting hit. Woo! Alright, that was a good lap. Anything under 1 minute is the goal for a lap on this track. Gotta be careful on the entrance here. Almost went too far inside and fell off there. One nice thing about this track is if you notice there, red shells can't make that final jump. So if you're far enough ahead like I am there, it's a chance to lose attacks hitting you. Alright, now we're back on the second track in the game, going backwards. Although the only track after Bowser Castle would have been Rainbow Road, so we're going backwards no matter what. Ooh, the instant backspam. The goal for this race is usually sub 30, 130. Like you see there, that was a 28-second lap. Even with the hit. One of the main gimmicks of this map is the tide going in and out. It matters a lot more in this game than it does in, say, Mario Kart World's version of Peach Beach. Just because you can't drive on the water, it does slow you down a good bit if you're in that deep water. "26, nice. Oh, almost slid into that one. That would have been a big mistake. I think that was faster than my previous one. Pretty clean run, all things considered. Only got hit once at the very beginning. Thank you for the link, by the way, Pup. Like I said, I'll look into it once I'm done with the stream so I don't have to do setup mid-stream. I've never been quick at that. Alright, now we're on Mushroom Cup, track 4. I'm probably one of the few people who doesn't mind this track, just because you can really cut inside here. Some of these light yellow sand areas are much faster to go through than driving on the main road. And it's one of the bigger reasons I like this game. It is very forgiving about driving on off-road, and lets you do much more creative shortcuts than some of the later games, specifically 8 Deluxe and 7. Unlike in the Mario Kart 8 version, this track you got the rummy tornado. Get caught by that, it's basically the same as getting hit by like a geyser or a blue shell. Get caught up in the air and lose all your items. Not that I care about the items, but it is a decent time lost. Luckily, the tornado is in the exact same place every race, or it follows the exact same path every race, so it should be in the relatively similar spots unless you get really derailed. Goal for this race for me is usually a sub 2 minute, which means laps under 40 seconds. Third lap here is probably the worst place for the tornado because it tends to be pretty far inside. Case in point, I went too close to the sun. And because of that, I lost my chance of getting the best time so far on that one. Oh well. This marks the start of the second half. We just finished track 8 there. And for once we went in order. We went from the last track in Mushroom Cup to the first one in Flower Cup. This track is one of 2 tracks with a lot of moving traffic. The other one being Mushroom City, which we will see later. Well, a few places with straightaways wide enough to do mini turbos on. Although you do have to keep in mind who's around you. One thing that's notable about this game, compared to the other Mario Karts, is just the variety of traffic they have. Like, you can see that the bomb cars... Up! Dodge that one! Those will explode if you hit them, just like if you hit a regular bomb. There are mushroom cars, as you can see up here on the left. Hit those and a mushroom comes out. And then you have the Wiggler buses, which will bowl you over like if you got hit with, say, a Bowser shell or a Chain Chomp. All of these can be roaming the track, and it's pretty important to make sure you avoid all 3 of them, except maybe the mushroom car can get a good angle on it. But even so, hitting it can still slow you down a good bit, so do so at your own risk. This track's one of the more common ones to use the technique for lowering your cart. Just because there's so many... Ooh, didn't even give me a chance there. Yeah, this track's notable for 2 things. Having a decent amount of ramps that converted pretty well to the later games, specifically with the trick system. Ow. And having a decent amount of mud in the off-road. Yeah, didn't have much time to prepare that one. But at least I can recover quickly. Yeah, like I said, making some distance from your enemies. Up! power slide didn't start like I wanted it to. Messy section. Next, messy section. Scuffed race. Hey Lion, thanks for showing up and thanks for the well wishes. Thank you for supporting. Ah. It's the timing. Yeah, like I said, for the blue shell, those are frame perfect, even in the best of times, so... Ooh, that's gonna be tough for me to do on times. Oh, fuck you! Well, there goes the 160. I will give a disclaimer, on Friday I'm going to be turning these notes off, just as a heads up. Doing that to pause the timer while I fix that. There we go. Starting timer again in 3, 2, 1. Anyways, it's the required ice track time. Probably one of my favorites, just because it can really fuck you up with these slippery physics on top of what's probably already one of the loosest controlling Mario Karts. I know a lot of people who don't like this track because of that, though, and I can understand that. Main things to watch for are the freezies on the sides, which can fittingly freeze you, unlike in 8. Very easy to slide into them, especially if you're bumped as a lighter weight character. The Shy Guys are a bit of an obstacle, but not as much as the freezies. What gets me more often, honestly, is this hole in the middle. It's right in the wrong spot. So it's very easy to slap into it when you're trying to get a tight line. Especially if the items are messing with you. A bit slower than my best. If I hadn't had that incident in the tunnel, I probably would have been decent. This is the second of 2 traffic tracks in the game. This is the last Star Cup track we'll be seeing on the run. As a result, the traffic is more in your face. Specifically, it goes both directions depending on where you are in the track. Again, these little red off-road areas are not an obstacle to you. Feel free to use them for drifting, or corner cut. My goal here is usually a sub 2-minute time. As you can see here, a good lap's around 36 seconds or so for me. So getting under 2 minutes meant it was a pretty clean affair. Sounds like the red shells are getting eaten up by the traffic behind me. One of the blessings of tracks like this. Ah. Didn't mean to hit that, but I'll take the ground shroom. Yeah, the main reason I made this pacifist and not no items is just because there are so many items that'll show up on the ground in this game. They get knocked out of your hands, they get knocked onto the ground from lightning, they get knocked out whenever you hit like a bomb or a bullet or a chain chomp or a Bowser shell. Or any of the obstacles like the caterpillar bus. And resetting just because something fell into my hands is not a fun time for the stream. Especially for a live run demonstration. Yeah, 2 seconds slower. If I didn't hit that bomb car, it would have been faster. Alright, coming near the end here, we got Mario's Circuit. The second of 3 circuit tracks in this game. You have Luigi's Circuit starting the Mushroom Cup, Mario's Circuit being the second track in the Flower Cup, and Yoshi's Circuit being the third track in the Star Cup. Out of the 3 of them, this is probably my least favorite. It's fine, it's just nothing amazing to me. Needs like one more feature, maybe. Lightning is actually pretty good here just because ground mushrooms come from every Goomba who gets zapped by lightning. This is the only track with Goombas in it, so if you had to get hit by lightning on any track, this is probably the one to do it. Or the one you'd rather have it happen on. Still a net loss, but less of a net loss. Oop, I think another ground mushroom. Oh no, that was not a ground mushroom, that was a red shell. Good thing you didn't hit it, Ozo. And that canceled out. Went skidding to the left there, because I think my front wheels hit the brown part there. By itself, that's not a problem, but if it puts your wheels up in the air, it can send you sliding a bit. Mushrooms, or any ground items, usually despawn after about a minute, which is what you saw happen there. I will take not having to deal with that blue shell, thank you, game. We finally reached Baby Park. Surprised it took this long today. Take a God and pray, that's your strat here. And a lot of power slides. It is wide enough for a lot of power slides. Your time here entirely depends on how well you are at dodging the items on the run. Most of which is out of your control. Or at least a little bit. Guess I was prepared for evasive maneuvers. Oh, no chance. And combo. Just like that, we're down to second. 14-second lap there. Ooh. We dodged the blue shell there. I am fine with that. Haha! I would have beaten my best time on that one if I hadn't gotten bumped by Luigi there at the end. That being said, it wasn't exactly a clean run either, but is there ever really a clean run on Baby Park? There are simply less messy runs. The lower path there is quicker in later games. It's about the same in this game, so I choose not to take it most of the time. Oh! I was trying to get in an extra power slide. The game did not like that. That's what I get for route planning on the fly. Messy first lap. Ugly first lap. Granted, I would have been hit by the blue shell even if I didn't have an issue. But still, ew. This is probably one of the tougher tracks in the game. Well, especially if you hit the geyser like an idiot, Ozo. I can't remember the last time I hit the fucking geyser in this game. Ooh, that was a bad tumble spot. Just because it was so hard to get yourself unstuck. That plus the large amount of airtime we got there, which is suboptimal. Yeah, best time on this track is actually pretty good for my standards, so we're definitely not going to beat that this run. I'm trying to think of what else is left. Is this... I think this is the last track before Rainbow Road. Ozo! Focus on the races. Alright, 217. I am surprised it was only 4 seconds worse. That felt like it should have been like 10 or 15. Okay, yeah, one more race, and then we're done. Reminder, the time stops in this run when we cross the finish line of Rainbow Road. You will get bumped at the start here. Especially because it's very likely in this game that your rivals will both be heavyweights. In 150cc and mirror mode, your opponents are all randomized. They mix and match them. Because they default to the heavier character's weight class, this means it's very likely that at least one of them will be a heavyweight and have a heavyweight cart. This is the one time where I don't want to recline all the way, because if you do that, you land before the boost pad like you saw there. Lap there was 106. Typically the goal for me is to get a sub 330, which means I had pretty clean laps overall. In my test run, I had a 325, which was one of my best times. But if this happens, then it's going to be tougher. One of the few blessings is, as you can see there, red shells are very likely to go flying off on their own, because the road's just really bumpy. The spiral is a prime place to get power slides, but I choose not to do them there because it's very easy to fall off, and the speed boost you get from it is minimal compared to how much time you already saved from hitting the boost panels. So it's better if you just focus on hitting the boost panels. That was a bit messier, 109, but still under the 110 I wanted. Ooh, missed that. Missed the mushroom there, but I wouldn't have really gotten much from it because it was right after a speed boost anyway. You don't need to hit every speed boost here, but you want to hit the last one, and you want to try and hit at least every other one to prevent the boost from running out. It doesn't store your boost like, say, CTR. I'll take a free star from the road. For reference, this is pretty normal for this track, actually, because one of the gimmicks of this track is that shooting stars can land on the track itself. .323, and that's time. 39:53. New PB. Now I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm 33:07. It's not going to show up as a record because I didn't get 160 points in the settings menu here. But that is a new personal best time. Kratz will play a lot, so we're not going to give him too much weight here. I am going to take a moment here to edit the times that I beat, because I was keeping track of times that were better than my previous best. Anyways, let's see here. Properties. What times need updated? Daisy Cruiser was beaten. We have Yoshi's Circuit. There were a few times where I stopped mashing the button because I was trying to get these pictures, just to make sure I could remember what my times were. Because it's either that or I went all the way back and checked the VOD after the stream for every race finish. Bowser Castle, we had 254, 248. Peach Beach was better. Barely. And by that I mean less than a tenth of a second. Mushroom Bridge was about 4 seconds better. Mario Circuit was better by a couple seconds. Thanks to the blue shell not hitting me until after the race. And finally, Rainbow Road was better by about 2 seconds. And then I didn't catch exactly what my time was. I think it was 39:57 or something. So that's going to be the new benchmark to beat. Ads are going to start in 5 minutes, so I'll choose to run them between my runs. just to make sure it doesn't interrupt anything. So with that in mind, I'll see y'all in a few minutes. And take a drink of water. I keep hearing dings. Something's like a notification's going off somewhere in my stream. And I can't tell what it is because it's like not showing up. No, you're fine, pup, you're fine. We're on ad break right now because I'm between runs. And it was like, oh, 5 minutes left until ad, so I figured I'd just get it out of the way. We beat the personal best by about 23 seconds and got some new personal bests on a couple tracks. It wasn't a perfect run by any means, but it was definitely better than what I had. The main issue was that it wasn't a 160-point run, so it's not going to show up in the leaderboard there. Like in the leaderboard in the settings here. But I'm going by the in-game leaderboard. For retro achievements, it was a 3307 or something, I think. I'm going to double check that while it's loading. All Cup Tour 150cc 330721 for in-game time. Which on the Retro Achievements leaderboard is good enough for 11th, up from where I was at 15th before. That is out of 1,136 people. Stretch. I stretch, but just a bit. Got about 30 seconds till we're back. Up. Thank you, pup. Let me redeem that and go ahead and stretch for you. You don't mind if I... Do you want me to wait until the ads are back? I guess it's like 10 seconds anyway. Three, two, one. Welcome back, everyone. I'm stretching right now because the pup demanded it. First attempt, we beat the personal best by about 23 seconds. My goal today was to get it under 40 minutes, so I'm happy with that. I am going to try and improve it some more today. I'll probably do 2 to 3 more runs. And we'll see how it goes from there. Anyways. Back on the grind. One thing I'll note before we start is, you might notice that I have not unlocked any of the other characters. Toad and Toadette are someone where I don't care if I unlock them or not. But I've left King Boo and Petey Piranha unlocked for a reason. One, they are both heavyweights, which means they would both bump me around even more than the characters already bump me around. And two is that they can have any special item in the game, randomly determined based on what position they're in. That means that they can get triple red shells and they can shoot 3 red shells at me. I'd like to minimize how many red shells I take today, thank you very much. Anyways, as with last time, time starts when I hit the OK button here, and it'll end when I cross the finish line at Rainbow Road. 3, 2, 1, start. But yeah, you can see here what I mean by the randomizing tends to favor heavyweights in the front. Very clean start, Ozo. Why, yes, I could reset if I wanted to from terrible starts, but I'm practicing for a live run. I don't have time to reset in a live run. So I'm going to try to ride out whatever I get in these runs. Because even if I don't get a new PB, I can still at least get new track vests. Relatively speaking, the rivals I got today are okay here. Baby Mario is about as good of a rival as I can get because up front he's not going to get his special item at all. It's a chain chomp which only shows up in the back of the pack. Floor Shroom. Luigi's is mildly annoying. It's a fireball that spreads out. So there are times where I'll definitely get caught with that if I'm not hearing it come up behind me. DK's giant banana is a pain, but it drops behind him, so usually it'll only hit the people behind me. That is 4/10 off my best time on Luigi Circuit, so not a new PB on that one, but it's not too far off. Game decided to go to Waluigi Stadium next. Hopefully I can actually win it this time. Last time, if you were here when that happened, everything went to shit. And that is not a promising start. What I'd like to have is some separation here, but Waluigi Stadium tends to be one of the harder tracks to get that on, just due to the abundance of jumps. And how fucked a blue shell in the wrong spot or red shell in the wrong spot can leave you on a corner. That mushroom was tempting, but that fake item box said no, don't you even fucking try it. This is one of the track times I think I can improve even from my practice run that I submitted. 2:12 is not an amazing time here. So there's definitely a lot of time to save here. The dream time would be something under 2 minutes, but I'm not gonna hold my luck on that. Wait, did I just dodge 2 red shells in a row there? Never mind, there went all that good luck. And just like that, they're right behind me again. Like I said, all it takes is one item in the wrong spot, and things can get out of control pretty quickly. That being said, 2:06 is still a new personal best on this track. Not an amazing time, especially with that mess in the final lap, but a solid time compared to what I've been getting. Next up is Daisy Cruiser. We're going one back in the order. From the end of the Flower Cup to the third track in Flower Cup. Yeah, the steps, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the bouncy steps there can slow me down enough that even the 1 out of 60 isn't enough to save me if you're in the wrong spot with the spiny shell. That's kind of stuck, because this is where I dodged the spiny shell last run. Back in the dining room on lap 2, if my memory is correct. Woo! Ooh, that dug me into the ground. Not ideal. Like, I lost less time because I was already shrunk anyway, but... not ideal. That's not ideal either. You don't want to go in here. It is not faster. Although I'll take the 1-point achievement because I apparently forgot to do that during any of my other cups. Although I guess the only other time I did it was during speedrun attempts, so... Missed the mushroom. Good job, Ozo. Here's what I was trying to do last lap. But yeah, the ideal time on this track would be to get something under 2 minutes, but that was not happening with some of the item bullshittery I was dealing with there. I will happily take the 202 and move on. Next up is Mushroom City. I've been pretty clean with this one for the most part. I usually get hit by 1 or 2 stupid things a race. There's definitely room to improve, especially if I could avoid getting slammed into the wall like that. Whoop! Game really wants to put me down today. Noted. Stay out of the way of that. Good, it went down the other way. And more importantly, it hit my rival. Time to build some distance. Oh, I didn't even get the mini turbo boost off. I hit the wall, and that redirected it. I will fucking take that. I'm not as good with that technique, so I will take any chance I can get. Anytime you can dodge a blue shell, that saves you maybe like 3 or 4 seconds from going up in the air and then the resulting acceleration you gotta do. Almost clean. And an improvement over my personal best by just under a second. Would have been another second if I didn't hit that bus at the end, but that's my own fault. Mario's Circuit I improved last time I ran it. There is the potential for improvement though if I can avoid a lightning on this one. Anytime you hear that little sailing sound, that doo, that's someone throwing an item in front of them. Gotta keep your eyes out just because that means they could be within range to throw something right on top of you. It happens. Speaking of items right on top of me, that Bowser shell said hello there. Barely dodged that. Didn't dodge that. Okay, let's reorient yourself, Ozo, before you smack into a wall again. Last time we had the lightning pop out mushrooms from those Goombas. It's important to note that's not the only thing that can pop mushrooms out of them. Any item that can knock someone over usually has the chance to make the Goomba drop its mushroom. That includes red shells, green shells, the bombs, although the bombs usually will get rid of it on the resulting explosion. Bowser shells, chain chomps, the like. A lot of ways to get a mushroom out of those guys. Previous best was 147. We brought it down by just under 2 seconds. I really should start trying to learn the gap shortcut here, but I'm just so worried about messing it up, especially without the mushrooms. Dodge that! Much better start to this one than last time on DK Mountain, where I just got bumped around all over the place. Again, we're going to take the side path here to get less airtime. It is hard for red shells to follow us in this part, because the mountain itself is very bumpy. There again, I heard a notification sound. I don't know what it was. Not the fastest score, but I dodged the red shell, so I'll take that. But yeah, I don't know why I keep hearing notification sounds and not seeing anything pop up. It's only been happening today. Bit too tight there. Pinch the inside corner too much. Shot up there, because otherwise I would probably smack that green shell. Not exactly a clean lap in terms of racing lines, but we avoid getting hit, so I'll take that. Woo. Speaking of avoiding getting hit, hello fake item box. Please stay away. Ow, that was almost clean. That probably ruined my chance of getting a best time. I got panicky from the red shell at the end. I was like, can I boost it? No. I probably would have lost the time anyway from getting hit by the red shell and possibly falling off anyway, but that just kind of guaranteed it. Alright, Peach Beach I've been doing pretty clean on so far. I'm expecting a bad run on this track sooner or later. It's very easy to get shoved into a catacrack at the beginning and lose 3 or 4 seconds if you don't mind your space between the other racers. Thanks for the help, bud. Just threw it in front of himself and hit it immediately. Love it when the game does that. Happens most commonly on long straightaways like that. There it is again, I hear the notification sound. I have no idea what's causing it. Ooh, like... That was probably a pretty good angle I took there afterwards. Yeah, needless to say, dodging a red shell after the lightning, not as easy. And no PB on that one. Could have been much worse though, so I'll be happy with that. In the desert, last time I was trending pretty good, but I got greedy and hit the tornado on the last corner. So there's clear room to improve here. I do believe which way the Pokies bend is RNG. Or if it's a set pattern, I've never noticed it because I'm an idiot. That being said, most of the time you'll want to be staying out of their way anyway. Unless they're like the optimal racing line, which is pretty rare. Yeah, I could have tried to boost there, but it would have risked setting me into that sand pit. And the sand pit is much slower than getting hit by a red shell. Ooh. Dodge that one. That was 3 red shells in a row by an enemy that can only hold 2 at once. Ooh, this is a good place to get a star. I dodged a blue shell with it, too. That's amazing. Yeah, this definitely won't be a personal best, especially with the lightning and all the chaos that happened lap 2. But that last lap alone was funny enough for me to be okay with that. 156, 3 seconds slower. Why am I going into the off-road game? The AI is a bit confused there. Okay, going backwards on the traffic tracks this time. Careful with the backspam chances there. They hit the bus on the outside there, it sounds like. My last run of this track was pretty smooth. I will note, in case you're curious, there are a bunch of dash panels on the bridge railings, which is fun. It's not faster. Don't take them. The only reason you ever take those is if you want to avoid getting hit by items, because it's hard for items to reach up there. But it's never the faster strat. Ooh, almost hit that same lap. That would have been slick. Got the mushroom from lap 2. Into a boost, into a boost, into a boost. That's a best time by 0.4 seconds or so. 0.6 closer to. Still, yeah, this track's pretty close to optimized by my standards. So don't expect to see that time go down too much further. Weird angle there. Took it a bit too sharp. Speaking of taking it too sharp, saving it okay, but that's a messy first lap of the zone. Delayed that to try and dodge. Game said no thank you. Up there's an example of the freezies. That's my own damn fault. Oh, come on. Yeah, this race is scuffed. No chance for beating the time on that one. Case in point! Can you stop doubling every red shell you're sending at me? Yeah, 143, that was 15 seconds slower than my best. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Pretty much the entire race there was just messy as hell. Speaking of messy as hell, it's Baby Hark time. Well, at least I dodged the blue shell, but still. Great start. One of those laps, huh? Every Baby Park race has at least one of those. As you can see, Baby Park, you're going to get hit. It's just a matter of when. What matters is how quickly you can power slide to recover from it, usually. More than anything else. Saw that. They tried to bomb me. That happened last time at Baby Park. I got like bomb sniped. 123. New PB by 0.6 of a second. Alright, this race was a mess last time. Let's clean up. Started bad when I tried to power slide onto the top bridge, and just got worse. Don't know if we'll be able to keep it perfectly clean, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, here, I tried to power slide to get a quicker landing. Did not work out in my favor there. That there that I tried to weave in between the guys just so I got less airtime. Saves maybe like a couple tenths of a second a lap, but yeah, it's up. Yeah, those bridges are honestly harder for me than the Rainbow Road spirals sometimes. If I'm trying to like be really optimal with them. Getting hit in between. First time we got hit with this race. All the places for it to happen, I'm fine with it being on the bridge. Far enough ahead that it's hard for us to get hit by a lot of strays right now. Main thing we just gotta watch out for is our own racing line. And blue shells, of course. Thanks for the mushroom drop, lightning. That is a new PB by about 3 seconds? 4 seconds? Looks like about 3.5 seconds. Regardless, I'll take it. Immediately backspam. Well, those races, huh? There's an example of those fireballs. Barely dodged that. Got the lead. Challenge now to see if we can get the breakaway going after how messy that start was. Bit of a tight corner there. Thanks to the fake item box there. Much cleaner second lap. About like 4 seconds quicker than the first one. And there's the lightning. And the blue shell. We would have been on pace to be around our best time before the lightning struck. I will take the free mushroom though. As things are, that was 4 seconds slower than our last run here. This race almost went terribly last time. We only won by the skin of our teeth. I think I got hit over a pit twice by a blue shell. Once on this jump. And once at the final jump. I will accept the lightning. I see a green shell. It was threatening. Not the cleanest first lap, but we avoided what mattered, which was that first blue shell. Oh, that mushroom was too short for me to take advantage of. I can hear the red shell coming down the spiral. Sounds like something's stopping though. Hear that I was going for one of the people in front of me. Well, behind me. Why was I saying in front of me? At least the red shell was generous there with its timing. Oh, you just darted into me. You didn't even give me the warm-up period. Took a moment to get the drift there going. And the cherry on top. I think it says a lot about how bad this track's been going for me if that was still a improvement of a second and a half. We're getting near the end, but we got a few of the longer tracks left. Bowser Castle, Rainbow Road. What else do we have? I saw that, Luigi. Dodge it! Revenge for whatever the fuck you did last race. Still got hit there. I'll take that over the blue shell, especially since both of them are gonna hit me there. Terrible place to get hit with the red shell there. Means I have to go around. Probably cost me another 2 or 3 seconds for that. Just over a minute on that lap. I missed the mushrooms. No. Red shell got stopped on something. Ozo, stop making out with the wall. Got a good lead on everyone, so the only thing that can really hit me are any items that can home in good enough. So blue shells and lightning. Red shells in certain spots. Red shells that get interrupted by these drops probably won't make it. But there are red shells that can still hit me even from that far away. Especially since our homing's better than in, say, Mario Kart 64. Alright, this is going to be a rough timing. had to get her around that fireball there. Which is always going to be a different... I didn't see that was a mushroom. Ah. Ah. 255. That lightning stopped me from getting a PB. Damn. I just hit that star on the right. Man. That being said, getting to Rainbow Road with 4 minutes left on the clock is pretty good for me. Should be able to shave some seconds on my PB here. If I don't make out with the wall again, Ozo. Hear the notification sound again. Have fun doing whatever it is you're going off for. Ow. They almost knocked me off there. Bit of a scuffed first lap. Ooh, we all dodged the lightning there. If it was just a second later, that could have been great. Because it would have gotten them, well, not me. Oh, what the fuck? That's the first time I've ever seen that! Fucking chain reaction from hell. Holy shit. Yeah, something tells me I'm not getting a PB on this track. Especially if I keep making out with the wall. Alright. Got the star again. It will help me close the gap, but it won't help me catch them. Keep my distance from you two fuckers this lap. Oh, fuck. Much better second lap. We are going to need to pass them. There goes one. And we're getting near the second one. Ooh, that's even better. There, we have the lead for now. But the timing was not great on that red shell. Alright, the lead's slim. Bit too far out of the way to get that star. Especially here where the benefit's minimal compared to other parts of the track. Get the landing. Get all 4 boosts. Best time here is 3:22. We're not getting that. Especially if you hit the wall, Ozo. And time. That is another new PB. 39:30. Shaved almost half a minute off. In game time, it's 33:03. Which is interesting, because I figured there'd be more of a difference for a 20 or so second time save. Maybe I just was quicker at mashing in between as well. Alright. Let's stop the timer because it felt like it should keep on going for some reason. Alright. Let's see what new best times we had here. Because it felt like just kind of a cleaner run overall. Less personal bests, but like more avoiding slip-ups. Waluigi Stadium. Saved a good amount there. Mushroom City, we saved a few seconds. Mario Circuit, we saved a couple seconds. Mushroom Bridge, we saved the slimmest of time margins. Same with Baby Park. Dino Jungle, we saved about 4 seconds. And Wario Coliseum, despite the mess that was, still saved about 1 to 2 seconds. That's all the improvements for that run. I think I'm gonna give it one more run and then probably stop for the day. I think this is a good goal to shoot for like my event run time. I want to try to keep it under this, around this or lower. That being said, we'll have to see how it goes. One last go for the day. 3, 2, 1. Start the run. Last time I got hit. Yep. Didn't change that, did you, Ozo? At least it was a banana this time. But you got hit into the stand. Was that really better? Saw that. So much of getting a good run in this game is simply mitigating the risks, if that makes sense. You're going to get hit eventually. It's Mario Kart, and you're not using items. It's kind of inevitable. Goal is to get hit as few times as you can, and to make sure that they hurt less than possible if you do get hit. Getting hit onto boost panels, doing so in an open road where you can power slide to get back up to speed quickly, that sort of stuff. And avoiding hitting the off-road like an idiot, if you're me. I was tempted to try for those mushrooms, but I'm glad I didn't, because I would have gotten hit by them instead. That is a PB on that track. By about 3 seconds. Good start. Go to Wario Coliseum first. I don't think we've started with a Special Cup track second today. I think both times it was a Flower Cup track we went to. Luckily, the red shell seemed to have trouble with that ramp. Makes for a rather clean getaway. Slow down a bit so I don't slide off the edge there. Ah. Tried to time it for the boost and got it wrong. Now this has been one of my messier tracks, so I can definitely improve my personal best here if I can minimize damage. Like, see there, that was a 111, even with a hit or two. My personal best is averaging like a time of 117 a lap. Ah, saw it too late. Oh, that was too close for comfort. I will take it, but like, ooh. Ah. Wrong place, wrong time. Again, like I said, sometimes you just gotta lower the damage. Focus on recoveries. That being said, we're still breaking away enough that we don't have to worry about as much trouble as we normally would at the end of this race. And that is about a 9-second save there. Very valuable time save. Gives us more room for error on some of these other tracks. From 1 to 13 back to 2. Sometimes RNG just be like that. Yeah, my personal best in this track is a 122. Anything around a 125 is great. Yeah, it's too straight to get a dodge there cleanly. Oh, those mushrooms were tempting, but they were too cluttered. Don't risk it, Ozo. Yeah, no shot on that one. Probably not getting a personal best with this. Especially now that I'm slow enough that I have to take the outside on this tide. Yeah, there's 122. Ah. I was just trying to keep a straight line. I didn't see that one hiding behind the item box. We gained 9 seconds last race, we just gave 6 of it right back. 'Tis the nature of Mario Kart Double Dash. Going in order for once. 1 to 13 to 2 to 3. Power slide didn't go that way. Makes a bit of a messy lap though. Dodge that one. Didn't dodge that one. And the power slide didn't go off immediately, the 2 times in a row. Oh, that's disgusting. That was disgusting, game. 15-second lap in frickin' Baby Park. I saw that Bowser Shell Jr. Luckily, it seems to have hit themselves. Stay outside, don't even touch that. $123,270. That is a new record by tenths, which just goes to show you how stupid this track is sometimes. Because I had a lap that was almost 16 seconds long on that one, compared to the normal length of 11 to 12 seconds. Yep, power slide didn't even start there. Very scuffed start, game. Thank you. Yeah, I remember the race the last time on this track was very scuffed as well. .46 on lap 1, better than it could have been. If I'm lucky, those mushrooms will be there lap 3. We'll have to wait and see. Because I wanted them to be out of the way enough that no one would hit them until lap 3. But also they need to be close enough in order to actually be reachable without losing time. I've been not power sliding here, just because it gets eaten up by the airtime anyway when I stay speed there. Much better lap 2. Hit 2 of them. I think someone else dropped a mushroom later. Very nice stretch. Lightning there's not great, but I didn't fall off. So if it was a second or two earlier, I might have fallen off from the curve. Too much of a straightaway to get a clean slide there. I don't think I'll get a new PB here just because of all the hits I've been taking and how scuffed lap 1 was. But I'm fine with this run. Yeah, 215. The best right now is like 205. Or something like that. Definitely lost a lot of time on that run. I hate getting squeezed into the wall even more than I hate getting bumped, because that just drains your speed. Dodge that one. Heads up, there are ads scheduled for 5 minutes. I probably won't stop the run to let these play. So apologies for whichever track you end up missing for the ads. It was easier to do the first one because it was long enough where I could just do it between runs. Not the case this time. Definitely could have been worse there. Almost hit that one. Stuck a bit outside there. Made that one just in time. Alright, we got some distance. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the next lap. But yeah, again, you'll notice me smacking into the walls a lot. Especially on tracks like this. Any speed loss you get from smacking the wall to the sides is negligible. Don't be afraid to do it if it means taking a tighter line or getting your power to slide out. It's gonna be a close one. Barely squeezed it in. This should be a PB. Yeah, 250. Smoking. That's a full 4 seconds over the best. The last round of Dry Desert I had was okay. I think I got hit by too many items. I think there was a lightning and a blue shell or two. Well, I don't remember exactly what there was. There were items at the beginning that made it so that I couldn't get a PB, but I remembered having a pretty good ending. As an example of how the sand pit eats your speed. Ooh. No time to dodge. Just under 40 seconds lap one. What do you mean the pre-roll ads are on? I haven't delayed the ads once. Stupid technology. Anyways, lap 2 was a lot cleaner. There's the lightning. Not chancing that this time. Not gonna get a PB due to how the last lap went, but that's still a solid time, which I'm perfectly fine with. Sherbet Land, on the other hand, I have a lot of time to save versus my current run. Because I ate shit here last run. I think I lost like 15 seconds compared to the last run. Ads should be starting any moment. Sorry for anyone who's going to miss the race due to it. Or has trouble because of it. Kind of harder to pause it when it's in the middle of the run. Got the dodge on the ice. That was actually pretty slick. Get it? Slick? Because it's on the ice. There's the lightning. Worst places it could have been. Makes it easy to avoid the pole here, at least. Bit too close on that turn. There's the power slide there. Free mushrooms. Thank you. And RNG giveth, RNG taketh. Mostly taketh, but I kind of deserve that. Alright. Not a best, but still about 12 seconds saved from my last run, which I will happily take. Really, most of the time I can save probably in a single track is this one. Just because I'm terrible at knowing that one shortcut and don't risk it in runs. Like, I can do it in time trials when I have the mushroom to help me through it. But in, like, real runs like this, no, not really. Okay, you didn't go left like I wanted you to there. Ow. Taking some wild angles there, game. Ow! I am surprised, honestly, that's the first time I've been hit by one of those this run. Well, today, even. Can't really power slide, get back up to speed here. Sure, I got a lot of red shells for not having triple red shells game. Dodge that one! So this is the race you want to take me down in game, huh? Always at least one. Personal best is like 217. We're probably gonna get like a 225 or some shit here. At best. Probably closer to like a 230. Welcome back, y'all, from the ads. You just missed probably the most scuffed race so far this run. Not this time. Lost about 7 seconds on that one. Surprised it wasn't more. Good chunk of that was just because I was an idiot and fell off on lap 1. Seven races to go. We're just past the halfway point. It couldn't quite get into position there. If it was like a split second later, I could have done the hairpin power slide. Got that one, though. Which is good enough for me. Got the dodge there. Though it required me to hold my power slide in the tunnel a bit longer than I'd like. Oh. That's just one of those moments. Lightning in the wrong place, red shell at the wrong time. Completely fucks up a race. It's not going to stop us from getting the win here, just because this is probably one of the worst maps for the CPUs. But it's going to stop us from getting the PB on the track. Because PB previously was 2:06. We lost about 6 seconds on that lap, and this was 2:08. That being said, solid recovery there. Could have been a lot worse. And I don't exactly remember the last run being kind on that track. I do know I got a PB on this track last time, though, so the time we're up against is 1:45. Too far left. One thing you'll notice about this game is that I never stay behind opponents if I can help it. That's because drafting is not a thing in this Mario Kart. That didn't start until DS, I believe. I say those mushrooms weren't really in a good spot, but they did distract me enough to send me into the grass. Maybe if I take that turn a bit wider, I can try from next lap if they're still there, but they probably won't be. Got it! Red shell got stopped by something there. And we're in the grass. Not as bad as last race. But still, it's going to ruin any chance we had of beating the PB. Although, I will thank you for those. Ow! If it had just been a moment later. Lost 9 seconds on the PB. Man. Thought I was looking up too with all those mushrooms. After 5 races to go. And 13 minutes or so to do them in. Almost fell in again. I know I did that last time here, so I definitely have some time to make up on this track. Versus the PB. Versus the run PB, not the track PB. Ah, too early. instinctual power slide threw me a bit out of alignment there, so had to skip the power slide there. Late on the boost. Woo! Items everywhere. Ah! That was like 20 seconds apart. Game's turning up the heat on us. Any mushrooms on the ground here? Answer is no. Not a PB. About 7 seconds off, actually. Four races to go, with 11 minutes to go. Can we hold on with how long Rainbow Road is? Each of our runs so far has improved the PB by around 20 seconds or so. As we get closer, we're going to lose how much time we have to shave as the run gets optimized. Gotta get in front of that bus, otherwise it gets messy. If it's just blocking off that whole corner, wrapping around it. That was a quick recovery even for my standards. "37 seconds. I will take that. See you, bus. We're a bit slower, that bus blocks the corner. Ah! I could see it starting to miss, but then it caught me right back. Yeah, if I'm there early at the very end, it's much easier to dodge through the bombs. About 1.5 seconds behind the PB there. Mostly just due to the spiny shell at the end. Otherwise, it was a pretty clean round. Hit a banana or two I shouldn't have, maybe. Can you stop doing that, game? Well, can you stop doing that, Ozo? It's my fault. I see you there. That's a dangerous one. Looks like it's getting ahead of us, and it's going out. Okay. And I hit the basic item. Alright, suboptimal lap 1. Ah, I threw myself out of alignment trying to stay centered. Keeping pace. They hit banana on that corner. Finally managed to get a breakaway of some sort, which means naturally a blue shell should be arriving any moment. That mushroom was tempting, but it was in a weird spot with that green shell coming and the hills. I was almost to PB there. Not quite, but it would have been close. Waluigi Stadium just refuses to not be scuffed. Alright, so we got 2 races left. We got just under 6 minutes left to do them. Mushroom Bridge is one of the shorter tracks, though. I think we can PB here if I'm clean. But I definitely can go wrong. Hit 2 outside to hit the mushroom card this time. This track's pretty optimized. I don't think we're saving any time on the PB here anytime soon, unless it's like literal tenths. Almost got comboed by a vehicle behind it. But yeah, we lost 2.5 seconds there. I'm about to finish this run. I was thinking about whether or not I should do one more run after that. What do you think, Mario? Should I do one more run? Well, how you doing, Mario? Oh, that sucks. Sometimes I just collide with these guys in the worst spots, it feels like. Alright, we're clean so far. Aside from one collision. And we're right next to the leader. Tilt it back so we can land on the dash pad. But yeah, I've been improving my PB by about 20 seconds each of the first 2 runs. We'll see if it sticks to that trend for the last run here. Been at 9 on that first lap. Could have been better if I didn't get bumped at this hairpin. But we didn't get hit by any items lap 1, so it could have been a lot worse. I hear the blue shell. Yeah, I hear ya. We do get the dash, but I could have hit that star. I didn't see it on the track until it was too late. if you want to compare the times in-game, I've been having runs around 33 minutes even. Like, I think my last run in-game time was 33:03. Ah, come on! I mean, if I had to get hit with the blue shell, that's probably the time to do it, but, like, come on. Still 110. Like, I'm probably not going to get a course personal best here, but definitely could be worse. I'll probably make a clip of this later, but Mario, last time I was on this track, I got completely bodied lap 1. I got, like, slingshotted off the edge on a ramp. Speaking of ramps, don't count your blessings, Zozo. I will thank you for the star then. Almost immediately messed it up. Still probably one of the least helpful places to get a star, but like, free star is a free star. And time. $39.16. We saved 14 seconds on that run. I'll take that. We also finally got under 33 minutes on the in-game time. So that's a PB there as well. I'll skip the credits again, and then I'll go adjust the best times on the left side here. Let's see what I got here. I got a new best on Luigi Circuit last time. 133 went to 130. Wario Coliseum. Dumb question, what made the Pacifist run appealing? The fact that I am not good at the regular game enough to do a speed run by itself. Like, I'm decent at the game by itself, but I am nowhere near like a professional speedrunner. So I figured it'd be more entertaining if I did something different like this. Got a new best by literal tenths of a second on Baby Park. And finally I got a better time on Bowser Castle. About 4 seconds better. But yeah, if you compare like the world record to me, I think it's like in the 27-minute range or some shit. So yeah, I can't get that good. Alright, there's all that optimized. Let me get a good drink of water before I start this run. I will say though, this will be my last run of the day for sure. As I mentioned the first time I'm playing this, remember be very Bakushin this run? Ah yes, absolute Bakushin. As the old sayings go. Run starts when I hit OK here. 3, 2, 1, go! The goal this time is to get a PB, but outside of that, in terms of the actual run I end up doing on Friday, my goal is going to be just to keep it under 40 minutes if possible. We'll see how it goes. lot of this run is just about trying to avoid getting itemed, and then you gotta make sure you're in a good position to power slide if you can when you get hit. See a mushroom there, it's kind of in an awkward spot. First lightning of the run. I will take that. This track's probably one of the more chaotic opening ones to deal with in this game, just because it has the ability to hit you with items from the back. And then I completely botched the recovery angle. That's the kind of stuff you gotta avoid in this run, because it just makes the little mistakes add up. I don't know if you heard that, but I think I just had a red shell come after me, and I hit it with, I let it into the heart. So Peach and whoever else was there got it instead. Alright, not the worst time I've had on the track, but not the best either. But yeah, I've been talking about some of the logic behind this run. I'm using... I just realized there's actually a couple pairs in this running. We have Bowser and Bowser Jr., and then we have Mario and Luigi. Okay, Ozo, get your angles under fucking control. What the hell is that? Ozo, please focus. I'm too much speed, not enough wit stat right now. Alright, we're in front now. Too early. And not in the right spot. Very scuffed race. Listen, I am chilling my Bakushin. It's too much speed, not enough weight. Got wit stat to help avoid those debuffs. But yeah, my personal best here is like 128. But that messy beginning ensured I was never gonna hit it. Mario Circuit's definitely a good place to save some time this run. Last run was my PB for the run, but I lost about 9 seconds on this track versus the track personal best I have. So there's definitely time to save here, if I don't go into the off-road like an idiot. Seem to be doing that a lot today, or at least in this run. Getting shoved into the grass isn't helping, though. Yeah, you can see whenever I don't get out of the way of all these CPUs, they can't exactly beat me most of the time. But they can definitely shove me around and mess up my time. Too late on the boost there. too early on that one. Wrong way! Power slide. Yeah, that's a second place. Fuck! I'm not gonna reset for these, but... man, this run is not starting well. I just got shoved around all race there. In case you're wondering, yes, I can pick heavier carts if I want, but that's not going to help me with the run overall. Because this is the best cart, regarding what speedrunners tend to use. Best time here is 2:06. I believe the PB run I just finished was 2:09. Yeah, because I got lightning off the tail and fell off because of that, and then got red shelled on the landing. That being said, that's not a fast lap one. In order to get PB, I need to average 2:02. Well, I need to average 42 a lap. In order to match what I got last time I was here, I need to average 43 seconds a lap. Well, so use your words. Use your words, Ozo. And there it goes again. Got something you want to tell me, Yoshi? Did I say something to upset you yesterday? Because this is an ugly run. It's important that I keep going on runs like this, though, because this might be what I end up having to do Friday if the run goes poorly, is grind out some tough races like this. And the annoying thing is I'm technically way ahead of everyone else in this race. It's just a terrible race. Yeah, 2:12. Lost 3 seconds off the PB run. And 6 seconds off the course PB. Got a lot of room for improvement there. If I truly Bakushin, there's no way I'll lose. That's the spirit. I missed the starting boost. What the fuck am I doing? This is the 50-second race I've done today, and this is the first time I've missed a startup boost. It's not even a hard startup boost to time, you just time it on go. Ground mushroom, let's go. Stay inside. I see you there. Are they really giving me the Clean Baby Park run on this run? Of all the runs to give it to me on. That is a 7-second improvement on fucking Baby Park. Don't expect to see it go that fast on Friday. Because good god, that track is a mess. Careful there. Ow, what the hell is that? Like, that could have gotten so much worse if I gotten shoved around instead of just passed through. But that did just kind of come out of nowhere. I think they had a mushroom. Which is why I'm making sure to keep the less threatening item in the back seat driver's hand. Minute 12 on lap 1 there. Got a decent sized lead. And the spiral was too much for that red shell, thankfully. And that red shell. Well, a few times I'm grateful for that spiral being so damn sharp. Too early. That being said, yeah, I expected more. Not a PB, but close to it. About half a second slower than last time's attempt. And half of that was just dealing with being shoved around lap 1. I only avoid getting hit in the opening corner on this one. I swear it happens every time on this track. "27-second lap 1. And that was aimed for second place. Let's go. They're hitting each other. Just what I want to see. It means more distance. Less bumping. Dodged! Sucker! Oh, straightaway, no less. Minute 20. That is a PB by 2.2 seconds. First personal best race of this run, which I desperately needed after how this run's been going. around the outside. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. Oh, come on. It just let go of the drift for me right there. Every time I do this run, I see something new. Usually something stupid, but it's something new. And that might be this run's. Oh, that was clutch as hell. Holy shit. I will take the red shell hit. That's all I get from that fucking section of the race. Hell yeah. Mushroom's a bit too guarded there to go for it. I forgot they do that. If you're far enough behind the leader and you throw the blue shell, sometimes it will go backwards to catch them faster. Needless to say, that can mess with my sense of timing on this. But yeah, not a track PB, but I'll happily take that run. Listen, Mario can backwards long jump to gain speed. Why can't the blue shell? It's only fair. Alright, this race started scuffed for me last time. And getting shoved into the wall after that is not helping. Ozo. Ozo, you know the drifting lines. Can you do the drifting lines, please? You know, technically I'd have the right to call these world record runs, but I'd also be an asshat for saying it, because literally no one else does these runs. It's a funny thought, though. Just say that red shell scared me for a moment. Ah! You saw what I was going for there, right? I got shoved by the bridge. I demand a refund. Ah. No more star there anymore. It's fun while it lasted. There it is again. I hear that ding, but no one messaged. Still no one caused that. .209 is the record on that track for me. That was 2:13. Not my best, not my worst. Mushroom Bridge, I think I got blue shelled on last time I was here. So the time to beat is less than my personal best, but it's still not an easy time. Because I have this track pretty optimized, relatively speaking. Especially if the power slides refuse to go off. Let me just sideswipe them real quick. Bit too far outside. Ooh, just under 30 seconds on that lap. I think that's the first time I've had a sub 30-second lap. By the skin of my teeth. Another floor shrimp. Let's go. That's a new PB on this one. Celebration bomb car hit. Let's go. As a personal best on that track by about 7/10 of a second, it looks like. 7 8/10. And we jump from one traffic track to the other. Thanks for the bump from behind. That could have slowed me down a lot more. Luckily I didn't hit any other traffic there because I kept it in the middle. Stay on the outside there, make sure I don't get caught up in that wiggler bus. Too far out. Yeah, again, I had to dodge that wiggler bus. Tried for those mushrooms, missed. It's not gonna be a PB on this one. Careful there. 2/100th of a second off the record. That was much closer than I thought that one would be. Considering all the stupid mistakes I made there. Alright, Bowser's Castle. This one I got record on last time I was here at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. It's going to be tough to catch up here. Alright, let's see what we can get going here. Lap 1, relatively clean. Some rubbing racing, but that's about it. Lap 2, we start with lightning. Getting some sharp turns here. Ah! There goes the PB attempt. That was a rough spot for the fireball to be in. The lightning was one thing, but to fall off the track entirely just kind of sunk it. Ozo, you're not going to win any records kissing the wall like that. I made it small! I didn't know I could do that. Anyways, we're nowhere near the personal best of 2 minutes 50 seconds. Lost 8 seconds on the record there. But to be blunt, we weren't really beating any records with the item luck we had there. Four races left. I will warn y'all, looks like the ads are going to come in about 7 minutes. Ow, fuck you. Literally just woke up. I didn't literally just wake up, but the race did literally just start, so same thing, right? This race, for some reason, has been one of the ones that's been giving me the most trouble today. The AI just seems to stick with me a lot better than a lot of these other tracks. There's the lightning. At least it didn't happen while I was over the gap at the end. Thank you, floor mushroom. Ow! Fuck you, floor shell. Thank you, other floor mushroom. Not in the most convenient place, but we take them. But yeah, this is probably the biggest gap I've had on this track today. 3-star helps, but I'm gonna get hit as soon as it ends, probably. If not, I'll take that. That's actually a PB. Like I said, Waluigi Stadium's been giving me trouble today. Take the time saves where I can get them. Smack the snooze button real quick for y'all. I'll see if I can keep the ad from playing until the day's over. It does mess me up enough to lose the starting boost, though. So managed to get in the cannon first somehow. That was a rough corner angle. Oh, fuck you, game. Yeah, this is definitely not a PB run. I'll get PB on a couple tracks, like I just did for Waluigi Stadium, but I'm not getting a PB on the run at this speed. Especially if I keep kissing the wall like that. Better lap 2 overall, at least. And then immediately kiss the wall. Stop doing that. Ah, almost got that star. Surprised it was still there. If I'd known those were mushrooms, I would have gone for them. Only 2 seconds off the best on that track. I think it's about 5 seconds better than my personal best run. Two races left. Daisy Cruiser and then Rainbow Road. Fuck you! Literally just trying to enjoy a spa day. Nah, just push him into the pool like a fucking backyard bully. And now I'm off on the table cycles. Luckily the tables decided to pay me back for last lap. It's not gonna matter if you keep doing that, Izzo. Tables. Definitely not matching my personal best on this track. Closer than I thought we'd get, though. Alright, one race to go, and it's going to come down to the wire. I don't think we got a PB in us. We'll try to see if we can keep it under... Keeping it under 40 minutes shouldn't be a problem. Anything better than that, it's going to be rough. Ooh, the double triple. Not that I'll use them, it's just a first for the day. Oh, fuck off! Yeah, the game said you're not getting a PB. Dodge the egg because the road is awful here for anything trying to home in on you. Minute 13, ew. That's like a full 6 seconds off an optimal lap for me. How did I stay on? I was so focused on making space for myself that I almost fucking ate it. Alright, the time to beat here is 39:16. Am I actually about to PB? I don't feel like I deserve it for this run. This run has been, quite frankly, messy as hell. I feel like every other race was a scuffed one. Another star's nice though. $39.16. Can we beat that? Time. How was that a personal best? By 13 seconds, no less, because it was at 03 when I hit it. Well, when I crossed the finish line. It's also not going to show up as a record in this game, but on the Retro Achievements leaderboard it will. 32:45. That's about 14 seconds better than my best in that regard. Go figure. Almost under 39 minutes. I'll let the ads, well, I'll let the credits roll. And I'll try to find somewhere to send y'all. Today was pretty good practice. Thanks y'all for putting up with what's not really my normal content. I know it's not. I want to find someone new to raid today. Hopefully y'all don't mind that. Trust me, I try not to get the AI, it just happens sometimes. So I'm just trying to figure out where I want to send y'all. Let's go raid an indie person. Someone playing an indie game. Never raided this person before, but I see an actual human on the screen, so hopefully no AI. Sorry if there is. They're playing an indie game called Paper Trail. This has been Kart. I'll see you next Wednesday for more streams, and I'll see you Friday if you plan on showing up to the Spotlight event, which I would love for all of you to show up to. Because, frankly, they need all the support they can get. Have a good day now. Bye-bye.